You sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news. And this is the place to find it. aautv.
The voice of higher education in Africa.
I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, aautv. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news.
In Cameroon, President Paul Biya has secured another term in office, his eighth since first taking power more than 4 decades ago. The official announcement came from the Constitutional Council on Monday, hereby proclaimed President-elect the candidate Biya Paul, declared Council President Clement Atangana. At 92 years old, Paul Biya is already one of the world's longest-serving leaders, and this new mandate could keep him in power until nearly his 100th birthday. Biya first assumed office in 1982 and has maintained a firm grip on power ever since. He removed presidential term limits in 2008 and has repeatedly won re-election by wide margins. This year, his most serious challenger was Issa Bakari, a former government spokesperson and employment minister who broke away from Biya's camp earlier this year. His campaign rallies drew large crowds and backing from a coalition of opposition parties and civil groups. But the results show Biya's political machinery remains deeply entrenched. As Biya begins yet another term, questions about succession, political reform, and the future of democracy in Cameroon continue to loom large.
Also, in a sharp revolt to President Biya's re-election, opposition leader Issa Bakari has rejected the result, vowing to continue with what he calls a fight for final victory. Protests have erupted across major cities, particularly in Douala, where rights groups say at least 23 people have been killed in clashes with security forces since the announcement of Biya's win. Authorities accuse the opposition of inciting violence, while activists report mass arrest and claims of abuse and detention. The Constitutional Council has declared Biya's victory final, leaving the opposition with no legal recourse.
Meanwhile, in Cameroon, President Paul Biya's re-election has sparked a wave of unrest and defiance from the opposition. Opposition leader Issa Bakari has rejected the results, insisting he won the October 3rd vote by a large majority. In a message posted on social media, Bakari accused state institutions of manipulating the process to keep Biya in power, warning that what he called their impunity is coming to an end. He urged his supporters to remain mobilized, declaring that this victory belongs to the Cameroonian people and that the struggle is not yet over. But on the streets, the defiance has turned deadly. In the economic capital Douala, protesters clashed with security forces soon after the Constitutional Council confirmed Biya's victory with 53.66% of the votes. Civil society group Stand Up for Cameroon says at least 23 people have been killed since the weekend and many others arrested and beaten in what they describe as inhumane conditions. Videos circulating online appear to show soldiers loading bodies onto trucks as crowds chant, "Give back the corpse." Authorities have blamed the opposition for inciting the violence, saying Bakari prematurely declared victory before results were finalized. At 92 years old, Paul Biya remains the world's oldest head of state and now begins his 8th term amid one of the most turbulent moments of his 42-year rule.
Moving on, cholera has made a deadly comeback in 2025, killing over 6,800 people worldwide, a sharp rise from last year. Africa remains the hardest hit, where poverty, conflicts, and poor sanitation fuel the disease spread. Experts say cholera is preventable, but lack of political will and investment keeps it alive. With only one major vaccine supplier, the world's stockpile remains fragile. Zambia's deal with a Chinese firm is to build a local vaccine facility which offers hope, but the ultimate solution lies in sanitation and policy, not just vaccines.
Claiming thousands of lives and exposing deep inequalities in access to basic health needs. Health experts insist that the tools to end cholera already exist. The vaccines work. The treatments are effective, yet the disease continues to thrive, not because of science, but because of politics and neglect. Only one major manufacturer currently produces cholera vaccines at scale, leaving the global stockpile stretched thin and vulnerable. When outbreaks strike, supplies often arrive too late and too few to meet the need. Zambia's recent partnership with a Chinese firm to build a local vaccine production facility is a sign of progress, a step toward African self-sufficiency and resilience. But experts warn that vaccines alone won't stop cholera. The real fight is not just against a bacteria, it's against poverty, weak infrastructure, and political inaction. Clean water, proper sanitation, and sustained investment in public health are the true vaccines against cholera. Until world leaders prioritize these basics, cholera will remain a powerful reminder that health justice begins not in the lab, but in the halls of power.
Ever wondered what drives ordinary people to do extraordinary things? Every week, a new story unfolds. But these aren't just stories. They are the journeys of courage, resilience, and vision. On Impact Stories, we open the door to remarkable personalities and everyday heroes. Experience the passion behind their purpose. Witness the setbacks, the breakthroughs, and the moment that defines a legacy. Journey with us on aautv every Saturday at 4 p.m. as we celebrate those who are making an impact. Tune in to Impact Stories, where real people share real journeys and real impact, each one leaving behind a legacy written in gold. Only on aautv.
Also, at the 14th Ghana Economic Forum, the Bank of Ghana announced a new economic direction, shifting from crisis recovery to productivity-led growth. Governor Johnson Pandit Siama says the next phase is about production, innovation, and structural transformation, not just stability. The bank will prioritize credit for manufacturing, agri-processing, and green industries while deepening digital finance and fiscal discipline ahead of 2028 elections.
Speaking on behalf of the Governor Johnson Pandit Siama, Special Advisor John Kwache confirmed that Ghana has largely exited its worst macroeconomic storm in decades. Just 3 years ago, inflation had soared past 50%, the cedi was in free fall, and investor confidence was fading fast. Today, the story is remarkably different. Inflation has fallen to 9.4%. The cedi has appreciated by more than 37% since the start of the year, and foreign reserves now stand at a solid $12 billion. Governor Siama called this progress visible and measurable. Ghana's trade surplus has tripled followed by strong gold and cocoa exports. GDP growth has reached 6.2%, with non-oil sectors, particularly agriculture and services, expanding by double digits. But he warned that stability is only the foundation, not the destination. He says a currency's true strength lies in what a nation produces and sells. To that end, the Bank of Ghana is rolling out a new phase of policy, one that drives production, innovation, and real sector growth. The new Gold Board Act will centralize gold exports, converting the commodity into a strategic reserve asset. On the digital front, the bank is piloting the e-cedi and expanding mobile payment systems, bringing financial services to millions and modernizing Ghana's payment landscape. Governor Isiama also urged fiscal discipline as the 2028 elections approach, cautioning against policy reversals that could derail progress. The bank plans to channel targeted credit into manufacturing, agri-processing, and green project sectors seen as engines of sustainable growth and job creation. The message from Ghana's central bank is one of cautious optimism. The storm has passed, but the real work, building a productive, innovative, and inclusive economy, begins now.
In Ghana, the former Director General of National Service Authority, Osei Asibe Entry, has walked out of the Accra High Court after securing an unprecedented 800 million cedis bail. Entry faces 14 counts of financial crimes, from stealing and money laundering to causing financial loss to the state, in what prosecutors describe as one of the largest corruption cases in Ghana's recent history.
According to the charge sheet, Entry allegedly oversaw fraudulent payments to more than 60,000 non-existent national service personnel, a scheme said to have cost the state over 500 million cedis. He is also accused of stealing over 8 million cedis through fake volunteer programs and authorizing withdrawals of 106 million cedis from a farm project account without spending a pesewa on the actual project. Entry pleaded not guilty to all charges before Justice Kitiza Kwashi on October 30. His lawyers insist he's been unfairly vilified in the media and maintain he's a respected public servant who poses no flight risks. As part of the bail conditions, Entry must deposit all passports with the court, report to police twice a month, and remain on the Immigration Service stop list until trial ends. 6 sureties are required to guarantee the 800 million cedi bail, with landed property equivalent to the full amount, one of the highest ever imposed in Ghana's courts. The prosecution, led by Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Shamsai, did not oppose the bill but highlighted the gravity of the offences and the huge sums involved. The case follows a forensic audit ordered after the new government took office in January, revealing widespread payroll fraud and misuse of state funds under Entry's leadership. If proven, the alleged 60,000 ghost names would have accounted for nearly 40% of the national service payroll, raising serious questions about oversight and accountability. The court has adjourned the case to December 2, when prosecutors are expected to file full disclosures, including witness lists and audit reports. For the National Service Authority, this case has become both a symbol of accountability and a stark reminder of how weak systems can cost the nation billions.
That is all for the top African stories. My name is Chimaima Daladam Doche. Up next is News Review. Stay tuned.
It's time to celebrate the 2025 African Universities Day, brought to you by the Association of African Universities AAU. On November 12th, universities across Africa will unite to celebrate knowledge, reflect on progress, and shape the future of higher education on the continent. From the 10th to the 14th of November, a rich lineup of activities will take place, including high-level symposiums, student debates, policy dialogues, an innovation expo, awards gala, and many more. The celebration will be held in a hybrid format with event taking place virtually and at the AAU headquarters in Accra, Ghana. This year's celebration will focus on the theme, the future of learning in Africa, technology, innovation, skills, and inclusive growth. Join African universities, policymakers, industries, development partners, and key stakeholders across Africa to explore the future of African higher education.
Good day, Africa. You are welcome to the Hello Africa Morning Show, and we're coming to you live from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities. You can follow the conversation on our social media handles, Association of African Universities, on Facebook and YouTube, and do well to drop in your comment at any part of the discussion. Phil, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Honestly, I feel tired.
Hey, what were you doing over the weekend?
No, it's a lot of things, and
on a Monday morning, I mean, Monday determines how your week will be.
to be honest, I'll be fine. But I
You
feel
have
like
to.
I need a
I'm
few
just
hours.
going, you know.
But Monday is here, so we have to do what we have to do.
Yes, we have
so
to.
we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
So,
But how was your weekend anyway?
Oh, my weekend was good. It
Okay.
was a bit restful and
Okay.
very tiring. But
Nah, I wish I was you.
I had quite enough rest
Yeah, I
to
didn't.
take me throughout the week.
I didn't. That's why I'm the way I am. But I'll be fine.
Unfortunately, you have
I'll
to
be
be
fine.
fine.
I'll be fine.
All right. So let's begin with the discussion. I think you can. take
Okay.
it.
All right. So in our first story, still back to the NSA issue. So Osei Esibe Entry, former Director General of the National Service Authority, pleaded not guilty to 14 counts, including causing financial loss, stealing, and money laundering. The Accra High Court granted him 800 million cedis bail with 6 sureties, each to justify landed property equivalent to the bail, surrender of passports, placement on the immigration stop list, and periodic reporting conditions. Prosecutors allege payments of tens of thousands of non-existent ghost national service personnel and multiple suspect transactions. Reported individual transactions values range from several 100,000 cedis up to tens of millions. Some reporting places the overall alleged loss in the scale of between 650 million Ghana cedis and 1.5 billion cedis, depending on which counts period are aggregated. So, in summary, this is what Osei Esibe Entry, the former Director General of the National Service Authority, is being accused of, or this is an alleged situation of what's being accused of. So, he made an appearance in court and he pleaded not guilty. So I have several questions in my mind.
Okay.
Because, I mean, first of all, how are these allegations made against an individual
Exactly.
with so much possible evidence, only for him to appear in court and say he's not guilty? That's my first point of call. I don't know what you think. Just before we go into, I mean, what's your general view about the situation?
Well, I think this issue came up, I think months ago or something like that.
Yes.
And there's even a new one with the just left NSS boss, the woman. I've forgotten her name.
That was a deputy. She was a deputy.
So my whole issue is why? Why are we here? Like, why do you have ghost names? And you know, funny enough, I think at a point there was a story I listened. There was a review story on the same issue, where you realize that I think one of the government-owned companies. Let me just juxtapose what's happening. There was a man who died.
Okay.
He died. Oh, the bosses went for the funeral, and they were still paying him. His name was still on the payroll. I don't know if you heard that issue.
I've heard it.
So
I've heard
my
that thing.
point is, every time there is an issue of the fact that the payroll is full. Now let's even come to NSS. These people or these NSS personnel do not even get their monies on time.
On time, yeah.
Sometimes 3 months, the money is not in. You ask yourself, how do these people, how do they even go to work? How do they feed? How are they able to get to wherever they have to get to, work with so much calmness in their minds, not knowing there are ghost names that receives money monthly, and they don't skip. I'm not sure those ghost names, skip a month of not receiving.
If the money was coming to you, I don't think you skip that process.
No, but you know, if I'm not saying what they did is right, but
it is not.
The truth
Absolutely.
is, if the monies for the NSPs, the real names were coming on time, and you're still doing this in a way, even in as much as it doesn't make sense, we will understand. But here lies the case. The personnel on the ground are not getting their monies. For over 3 months, they don't get. Nothing comes in. So you ask yourself, how are these people able to feed? How are these people able to still go to work and work? Whilst we have hundreds of ghost names on the list of NSPs. How did we get here?
All your questions are very much valid, and I have a simple answer for you. In fact, simple answers. Number 1, corruption. Number 2, greed. Number 3, selfishness. It's as simple as that. That's just the answer to your why.
And you see, the funny thing is that, so I think when we were some time ago when we were saying that they should fix the country, they said we should fix our
ourselves.
attitude.
Yeah, fix
and
yourself.
I asked you, and so now that this government is out of power and all these things are coming up, Ghana, I don't know, but I feel like the corruption is too much. Honestly, I feel like corruption is just too much. Self-centeredness. It's just too much.
In recent times, one of the things that is heating up in public debate is how quickly the Attorney General must do things so that all of these people who have come under scrutiny will be quickly, put behind bars if they are
a lot
found
of
guilty.
things has to be done.
Like I feel like we are wasting too much time on many of these things. I know that these things take time. Legal processes can take up to 2 years and all of that. But in cases of this nature, when there's evidence and everything, and you see, these things, you can't tell me there's not iota of truth in it, because if they were not, we won't be finding evidence to the tune of this kind of amounts. Between 560 million to 1.5 billion. So it just gives me a good understanding of what the questions we're asking. NSPs are not paid on time. Even what they are being paid is around 700 cedis at the moment.
Exactly. It's not even up to 700 cedis.
Some point. So, how are they supposed to get to work?
But you are able to push these
siphon
funds,
all of this amount of money into individuals' accounts.
Exactly.
All these ghost names, where did they come from?
And you funny enough, these ghost names, I realized some of them were in other countries, China. I think some names came out, and I realized these people are not. Some of them are not.
One of the other things that's sad is one of the things that hurt me the most when I found out was that there are people, or some of the people behind these things, they themselves have put their names in there as NSPs. That's how bad this situation is. Okay, so God forbid, but assuming I was in there, then I put my name in there as an NSP. So I get paid my normal salary, and I'm benefiting as an NSP as well.
Wow.
This is what in local parlance we say, don't give small money chance. You are collecting, siphoning all this big money. And this almost 700 cedis too, you still put your name in there.
Yeah.
So your question, how did we get? It's a simple as it's corruption, it's greed, it's selfishness.
And funny enough, the previous government has been in, they were on seat for about 8 years. So you can imagine the money for that 8 years, how much money has gone into these things. And I'm looking at the amount here, and we have 500,861,744, and we claim we need money. The government doesn't have money to fix roads, to fix. Imagine the number of things this money can do to fix the nation. We are talking about Galamsey. We are talking about poor roads, no traffic lights. A lot of people lights,
being underpaid.
You understand?
Recently, nurses were screaming that they have not been paid for the past 10 months.
And the funny thing is that they said they are now going to include them in the budget. How funny.
Yeah.
How do you leave necessary?
So this 500 million, the kind of problems to solve in this country
is a lot. It can actually solve a lot of problems.
For me, whoever is responsible, the AG, OSP, whoever, all other people responsible for making sure these people are going behind bars or they are coughing out. I don't know how they are going to bring the money back.
They have to bring out
they
the
have
money.
to bring
They
it because
have to.
definitely
because
there's a trace.
Yeah, because when the new government came, when Mahama came, there was this committee of oral
yes,
Operation Recover All.
Yes, that's why we are here now.
Exactly, and I just hope that within this 4 years, at least, even if we are not able to fix all the problems or get all the monies, there are these petty ones that we have seen at this early stage. We should be able to, get people to go behind bars when necessary,
Absolutely.
pay up whatever they have to pay up.
I agree with you.
Because we need money. The government actually needs money.
And beyond these things, assets must be frozen because some of these people have gotten landed properties. I mean, things that we can equally sell and get the monies back. So all of these assets must be frozen. I want to believe by now some of them have been frozen as a result of the investigations that are going on. And it's good to know that passports have been seized so that they cannot also travel out of the country. And
when these are good measures. Passports, I just remembered the former financial minister who is still on a waiting list. And my question there is, why can't we find him? Why are we not able to find him? Because there are a lot of things going on, and the NSS issue alone is a big one.
Yes,
that's a lot of money. So you can imagine if the few ones we have been able to recognize. Imagine if we are able to get a few of whatever funds have been taken by these people, getting all of them back and seeing what can be fixed. I just hope when they get the money, they can fix the right things. Though.
Oh, they will.
And it won't go back.
You see, lately, the good thing about our politics is that people have become very much enlightened. So they follow issues. It's the reason people, for example, are crying about the fact that the president promised to take action about Galamsey, and it's been 10 months, and then now we are getting new updates about he not wanting to do the state of emergency. Like, people are disappointed. So no problem. We'll keep watching. We are observing, and people will make their decisions when it's time to go to the ballot box again. I mean, that's how these things are working.
I just love how Ghanaians think nowadays.
Because
when you mess up, they take you out.
Yeah, people are tired because the rot is just too much. The rot is just too much. All right. So we'll move on quickly to the next story.
I think there are some comments.
Comments coming in. Okay, on this. Yeah. So okay, let's go through them before we go to the next.
We can go through. So this is from Mami AC, and she's from Takrady. She says these offenses shouldn't be bailable. Our corrupt laws must be deterrent, not friendly. He will go home, sleep, wake up, have breakfast with our stolen money, then come to court and say he is innocent. That's funny. And this one is also from Melody. Melody from Unimark, and she says that it's a huge amount. This case really shows how serious financial accountability needs to be in public institutions. Let's hope justice is served fairly and transparently. For me, I just wish they would have the time to really get these people into books, because I am told, these issues do not just, it's not easily to handle. It's not easy to handle. So it takes quite a number of...
That's the part of legal issues I don't like. Because you'll be surprised this thing
can take why can't we fasten the process? Not fasten the process, but let's say if the person is supposed to appear in court like 10 times, why don't we just get the 10 times done with?
So I agree with you that legal processes must have some sort of amendments to how their processes are done, because the way things are going so slow.
Because let's say, for instance, if let's say Mahama should finish his tenure and this issue is not dealt with,
that will be a major problem.
Exactly.
That will be a major problem.
It will die off.
It will be a major problem.
It will die off. So I'm just hoping that there could be some amendments with this legal. For Ghana, I feel like everything is just too slow. The system is just too slow to responding to certain things.
Completely. For example, the deputy, the lady, what's her name? Gifty Owari. When she appeared in court a few She was supposed to have appeared a few weeks ago, and she didn't go, and it was the excuse that was given, I think, was because she wasn't well or something of the sort. So, I mean, like, it's so hard to make things smooth when excuses of this nature come up. Okay, the former finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, is out of the country as a result of whatever.
Yeah, they can't find him.
Oh, they know where he is. It's
So
just
what,
that
so my
I don't know
problem
why
is that
it's making it difficult for them to bring him into the country.
I think there was an issue. There was a nurse or a doctor who reported on his behalf and said he had a cancer or something, so he's undergoing.
You see, because the law allows certain conditions to keep maybe whoever is guilty or whatever, a person going to an investigation, gives them some leeway because of medical condition. Like, people hide behind these kinds of things. That's the challenge.
And funny enough, there are doctors and nurses who would go in.
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately,
we are so unfortunate.
Unfortunately, yes. So it's just the end of what I just said from the beginning. Corruption, greed, selfishness. Everything in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like I said, we'll move into the next story. And still in Ghana, the Deputy National Director of Aerosha Ghana, Daryl Bosu, has praised government's decision to repeal legislative instrument 2462, that's LI 2462, which allowed mining in Ghana's forest reserves. He described it as a major environmental victory, noting the law had opened up nearly 89% of the country's forest zones to potential mining. Bosu said the repeal signals responsiveness to public concern, but warned that illegal mining galamsey continues in areas like Atronsu near Seshi, threatening both communities and forests. He called for stronger enforcement, better funding for the forestry and minerals commissions, and eco-friendly development alternatives, saying, "We've won the policy battle, but not the ground war." I like the end of the statement. We've won the policy battle, but not the ground war. And let me start on this. You see, one thing that is wrong with our policies and our laws in this country is that they already exist, but they are not being enforced.
And the question is why?
Again, why? You see, the whys will continue to be there.
There's a lot of whys in the country.
The whys will continue to be there. You see, so like a major why is why are the laws there and they are not being used?
Exactly.
Or they are not being enforced.
I think this has been long time coming. This should have been done like long time
ago.
A long time ago. It's too late. It's too late.
Yeah. So like I was saying, the policy, yes, is coming. But the war on the ground has not been won or is still in the process. Just on Saturday, Saturday was on the 1st.
Yeah.
There's an issue I was listening to when I was coming to work. One of the mining sites. There's an institution, I can't recall the name now, which is led by a military colonel who went to the mining site to go, because they were going somewhere and then they had a tip-off. So they went there and then they met some illegal miners.
Yeah.
They approached them, arrested them, then they asked these people, who are the people behind these sites? The people make some calls. Then the first person that appears is supposed to be, or is allegedly a person who is working with the national security. Another person appears who is somebody related to somebody in to the MP or whatever.
Wow.
Then there's
our own people are
so
the ones
eventually there's a reinforcement of people, and then at the end of the day, the end of the matter is that the MP of the area, Collins Dada, is responsible for allegedly has something to do. I mean, I'm just paraphrasing all of these things because I can't recollect the entire story. But at the end of the day, how did we get here? Where people are called to a mining site and these officials
are the ones
appearing there.
We are
together with the police and all of these things.
We are not learning as Ghanaians. And you know, when we did the protest for Galamsey, you realize that we, the people in Accra, are the ones protesting, even though the Galamsey is not done in Accra.
Yes.
And those at the Galamsey sites or environment or its townships are just a bit quiet about it.
The truth is that they make money from it.
At the expense of people's lives?
Yes. So that's how bad the greed has gotten to. You see, the people in that area, as much as they complain, many of their young men and women are involved in the thing. And per the little research I did, people make between 300, 400, 500 cities and above a day.
That's somebody's monthly salary.
You get it. So
greed
put this,
is very high. Yeah.
so put these figures together in a week, and then get it to 4 weeks in a month.
It's not. No, it's not funny. I feel there should be a lot. A lot has to be done when it comes to Galamsey.
Yes.
Children are born with deformities.
Yes.
Our water is polluted.
Now it's affecting agriculture.
Happening. Exactly. I think a few weeks ago, I listened to a news that was talking about some of these vegetables. Kontomire.
Yes.
That kontomire now is being polluted because of Galamsey.
Even cassava.
How did we get here?
Yeah, because the water that's polluted with cyanide and whatever is what is being used to water these plants.
And you see, we are going to that extent to that extent that our natural vegetables, how much so now it looks like we have to do a lot of import and get a lot of things into the country.
Yes.
And our natural vegetables and our natural are just all destroyed.
We'll be losing all of these things. And nobody is thinking about the economic impact it's going to have, because when you're doing imports, it's going to affect us hugely.
True. That's true.
Okay, because when we produce more in the country, it will save us.
Yeah.
But now we are running away, because basic things like cassava, which even translates into gari, which a poor person will eat.
Has a lot of, it does a lot for us.
So I'm just going to gari because a lot of people rely on gari because it will do a lot for you. Now, gari is polluted because of Galamsey. So what will the people do?
We all consume gari, no matter your status.
Exactly.
It comes in different ways.
Many of us love red. And you eat that with gari.
With gari, you can't let go.
Exactly.
So I'm asking in few years to come, what are we going to be witnessing? What is going to happen to our vegetables? And kontomire is a very nutritious.
Highly nutritious.
I tell you.
Highly nutritious.
And if kontomire is now at the verge of such, imagine the rest.
Yes.
Imagine the yam. Imagine the cassava. Cassava is even on the way.
Yeah.
Imagine the rest.
As a matter of fact, all of the vegetables grown around these areas, the cabbages and all of those, they are affected. Because the farmers would go to get water from these water bodies to water the plants. So now, basically, everything you're consuming is not safe.
No, we don't.
You see, now we have gone beyond you thinking that you cooking in your house is safe, because the things you are going to buy from the market, you don't know the source.
Exactly. You don't know.
And unfortunately, many of those mining sites are in areas where we get a lot of our foods in this country.
True. Very true.
Many of the foods are gotten from these areas. So where are we going to? Okay, because now we are dealing with the damage of Galamsey. Then we are dealing with health issues. Later, we'll be dealing with the economic impact.
And funny enough, our health system is not even working that well. And having all these people contracting all these diseases with kids so young, born with a lot of deformities and all that. We do not have a good health system.
Yes.
That means we are going to be losing a lot of people. That's the truth about
the crazier part is that the people behind us, these campaigns, when they are sick, they will fly out of the country to get the best care.
Exactly. And you in the remote areas where the Galamsey is being done, you cannot fly out of the country, no matter how much you are making from the Galamsey.
Yeah. One of the things I'm sad about the story is that 89% of our forest reserves now are open to illegal mining. 89%. As a matter of fact, we are losing almost everything.
Because 89% and 100%.
It's crazy. It's crazy. 89% is bad. So this policy or this law, whatever it is great. But the war on the ground is the bigger deal, which
I just hope this. I think at a point, some people were trained to go out there and report. And I think I even saw, funny enough, I saw one video of someone chasing these mines.
Yes.
And I'm like, chasing?
Yeah.
Do we have to, come on, can't we do something substantial? Can't we just find
a once and for all end to the story?
You are gone. You are behind bars. You have to face and deal with it.
I have seen people. We need to wrap up on this quickly though. But I've seen people talk about this on other station, TV station,
yeah.
and one person I heard was saying that we are at the point where probably we now have to engage in shoot and kill. Look, because
it doesn't
that tells you how tired people are when it comes to illegal mining.
We've been talking about this, I think,
for far too long.
Since the old government.
For
and we
far
are still
too long.
Here, we are still talking about it.
For far too long. It's sad. But anyway, let's just hope and pray that this current government will be able to do something, and very, very quickly.
He has to, because it's almost a year gone since he came into power.
Yeah. All right, we'll jump into the next story, and we'll go all the way to Tanzania now, where Samia Suluhu Hassan has been declared the victor in the presidential election, reportedly securing around 98% of the votes, with a turnout near 87%. The ruling Chama Mapinduzi (CCM) candidate extends her term amid days of nationwide unrest. Opposition parties rejected the result as undemocratic, citing jailed or barred rivals and accusations of fraud. Large-scale violence reportedly left hundreds dead or injured. Internet shutdowns mean full verification as difficult. Observers, including the United Nations, have expressed concern over transparency and the scale of the security response. Samia called the election free and democratic and accused protesters of being unpatriotic. I have a first question.
Okay.
Why is it that the people who win elections always say it is free and democratic?
Because they
in
won.
Africa.
Because they won. Why do you?
And the people who don't win always.
They just don't understand why they didn't win.
Like, I don't. So the people who always win say it is fair and democratic. The people who don't win always have one allegation.
I really have a problem with this story.
Let's deal with it.
Not like a problem, but I have a problem with a concern with the people of Tanzania.
Okay.
And the person on seat.
Let's see if we can address that.
Are we that leadership hungry? I don't know how to.
Oh, we are power hungry.
Power hungry, good.
We are power
no,
hungry.
so right now I want to ask.
We are power drunk.
Because I don't know why a nation would go and vote for, I don't want to say an old man, but somebody of this age. What can they do?
So
what develop? And funny enough, the person is he's coming to sit on for the next, I think, 8 years, if I'm not.
So let me bring you to speed on this matter so that we can appreciate your point better. So this Samia, okay, she has. Let me get out of the story. Based on what I was reading on social media, okay?
Yeah.
She has, you see, in the story, I heard there were issues of citing jailed and bad rivals, okay? So, allegedly, she has jailed people who could contest against her.
Because she doesn't want anybody to take the power from her.
Yes. So
how can a woman and a lady be? I thought this whole leadership political thing was for men, if I should put it that way. They will go that extent.
On the same show, we have praised other women in other countries, Namibia and co, for doing some great stuff.
As a woman, I think I expect more than, I don't expect this side of you.
So that is why the disappointment is huge in this situation. Because how do you allegedly jail people who can equally contest against you, okay, and then you put them in a position where they are unable to contest, because it is very, very strange to win an election by 98%.
That's a lot.
We have had issues in Ghana.
I mean, if you want to steal, you don't even have to steal that much.
Yes.
I mean, steal a little.
So, even me, I'm not even thinking about stealing, okay? I'm just looking at the case from the point where you really won an election genuinely. 98% is very difficult to attain.
Very difficult.
In Ghana, we saw what happened in our recent election. And the fact that
people are even protesting against it, that means people did not really leave votes for you. So how did you get to 98%?
So how did we get there? Okay, so when people protest, they might be in the minority, no problem. But the fact that in this news, we have seen the alleged issues of jailing people who could equally contest. Okay, basically, it's more or less like, what's the English I'm looking for? Oppressing your opposition.
That's true.
Okay, and making sure that they can't even get the chance to contest against you.
So you
That's
leave the
absolutely
people
wrong.
with no choice.
No
than
choice.
To vote for you. So it's either
almost
the
like
people
an
will vote for
unopposed.
you or they won't vote at all.
Yeah. So the people who will turn out. Okay. So we have seen that the turnout was about 87%. But everybody that turns out, who is supposed to vote, goes there and it's almost just you alone there. So they don't have a choice than just to vote for you.
But how do you win an election with 98% with a turnout of 87%?
So this one, yes, based on the population, 87% of the people came out, no problem. So now that 87% becomes the 100% going into the election.
And then
but the strange thing is the 98%.
98%.
Yes.
I mean, even comparing it to what happened in Ghana, as you were saying,
exactly
last year.
Like, it makes sense to win by a certain margin. But 98% is wild.
It's just too much.
It's wild.
I mean, you
rate
wild. Too much. She overrate.
It's wild. So the context of opposition suppression is my major problem here, because major challenges were either imprisoned or were disqualified. Okay, like for me, I'm afraid of the future of politics in Africa.
It's happening. I think there was one story, I have forgotten the country, where the people voted for like an old man. I think I read it.
So that's the Cameroonian president, Paul Biya. He's 92.
And you still stood. And my
92.
But my concern even there is that the citizens. What did you see? What are you seeing?
So there's a possibility, okay, that allegedly this may have been rigged, number one, allegedly, number one, or if it was not rigged. I mean, what I even want to say for the second point is still a case of rigging, because if you have bought the people's conscience and they still go out to vote, it's still rigging.
Yeah, because I mean, why do you? I don't know what's happening in the Africa politics or when it comes to our political system, but I think we shouldn't be that power hungry. Come on, this is a 98-year-old person, and you are still going to sit in. And we see this one happening right here with she winning with 98%.
Yes.
Come on.
When these things happen, it's just one thing that comes into my mind.
Corruption.
Great. And the simple explanation for this kind of corruption is that these people may have done something while in office and they don't want to get out, because when they get out of office, it will be uncovered.
Because I think the story I read was that the person has been on seat since 1987.
Yeah.
And you are still there, and you still have quite a number of years to go.
Yeah. In Biya's case, he's 92 years. So one of the questions I keep asking about African politics and people who are power drunk is this. It's not like I have a challenge with people who are older. I mean, they are knowledgeable and everything. We respect their knowledge and everything. But why is it that in major African countries, we have very old people fighting for power and they keep oppressing the younger generation?
You don't even give chance to the young generation.
Like,
to
it is
assume
so
office.
hard. It is so hard.
Is
so hard. And I don't understand. So it makes me wonder if these people really have their countries at heart. I'm not saying the other people.
This one is very
It is strange because for me,
there's no way you can have the country.
Paul Biya may be strong at the age of 92. That's fine. But
no.
If in my opinion, it would be nice to give the younger generation.
It's not like it will be nice. Why do you sit on the seat for quite this number of years and you still do not want to get? It's not like it will be nice. Give the younger generation. See, there are a lot of transformations that are happening at the moment. There are a lot of things. I don't know how. I know. As you said, we accept that Paul Biya has been in the system for quite a long time, and he might have knowledge about a lot of things. But there are we are in a current era where there are a lot of transformations. You should be able to give the younger generation an opportunity to assume office and bring in this current transformations that we are all, preview to, or we all want to have a share of. But you sit on the seat for this number of years and you still do not want to get up.
So
why is it a family?
Almost like a monarchy, I know. See, so in the case of Tanzania, look, my challenge is that number one, beyond the suppression, there's internet shutdown.
Yeah.
So it makes it very difficult for you to trace things, to follow timely updates.
Yeah.
Like, look, these things give rise to violence. Is as a result of that.
That's not even the first country to shut
no.
down.
Oh,
another country
many African countries do that.
Shut down.
Apparently, Uganda, I think, is voting next year, okay, I have to check. It's either later this year or in December or early next year. And I understand they are going to shut down internet.
Why? Why do we have to get there and shut down internet? So that means if you do not have any bad intentions, let me put it that way. Why do you shut down internet?
Yes.
Ghana had an election last year.
We didn't shut down.
We didn't shut down. Whatever went on, and we still had our president, assume position.
Yeah.
So why is it that we are so power drunk to the extent that, comparing what is happening in these African countries to Ghana, sometimes I love Ghana for one thing. They won't, we will not, how should I put it? We will not push this kind of things. I don't want to give a word. There's a word coming in, but I don't want to use that word on TV. We won't push this kind of agenda.
Yeah.
If you come, you mess up, you are voted out.
Yeah.
Go, let the other person come. If the other person comes and the other person also messes up, that is it. You go. We will keep, trying everybody till we get that person that can do what we really want them to do. I don't think, come to think of it, I don't even think Ghana or the youth or the Ghana citizens will do this. Get, let's say, Mahama or Akufo-Addo to sit on. Now that, for instance, now that we had an election last year, Akufo-Addo has been on the seat for 8 years.
Yeah.
He could have still wanted to contest by his own power and whatever. Yeah. But I don't think Ghanaians will sit down and allow such thing to happen. For somebody to sit on a seat from 19 something and now still has a lot of
will bring
years.
Violence straight up.
Exactly.
Because even in this case, there are over 100 people dead in Tanzania.
See.
Okay, over 100 people dead.
Wow.
And these things will continue because there's a lot of protests going forward. Yes, this woman has been re-elected.
Yeah.
She's going to be in office for whatever number of years. She's going to face a lot of opposition.
Yeah.
And people will not even cooperate with her.
And she'll be the only one ruling the country, I guess.
But unfortunately, she's in power. There's not much that people can do. Okay, until the next election.
I think she has done well by, amassing all these people who have declared her winner and they are not
done
ready
well in the wrong way.
Exactly. In quotes. But it's what it is. I just hope Africa politics can come to some form of, newness.
Politics
and less power drunk.
The power drunkenness is the problem. I think that
what is it that because we get so much money? I just feel like it's because of the money.
Look, money is one. Money, privileges, power, authority, free access to things. Like these things, they make people feel comfortable.
Then I'm hopeful when they are leaving. When these people are leaving the seats, they should pass it on.
Look, even if you have tasted these things for 1 year, it's very difficult to want to let it go.
But have you tasted it before?
Oh, I haven't tasted it before, but I just give you a simple scenario. So this was here in Ghana. I was in a wedding convoy where we had escorts.
Okay. So imagine if this is a wedding convoy.
So
imagine.
So listen to this. I'll tell you why I'm saying this. So we're in a wedding convoy and we had escorts. So at every intersection where there's heavy traffic, because of the escorts, we passed through quickly. One of my colleagues, who was a groomsman, the groomsmen were in one vehicle. When I said, no wonder the president and other people, they don't want to let's go off. Because even in traffic,
No, but if you're you're a former president, you still have some privileges.
So I'm just telling you that just that few hours of police escort or whatever military escort we got, colleagues, regular people were beginning to understand that this is not even money.
Yeah.
There's no money involved. Just going through traffic.
Yeah.
Because on now Saturdays, you see how there's a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
So just imagine having free, like every intersection, they stop vehicles, you guys pass through with sirens. But it's a wedding convoy.
How much more a presidential convoy?
So just think about that. And let's leave it there. We'll go to the next story.
All right.
So we'll go to the United States now, where President Donald Trump has ordered the American military to prepare for possible action in Nigeria, accusing the government of failing to protect Christians from Islamist militants. In a post on social media, Trump claimed there's an ongoing genocide against Christians and warned that the U.S. could cut aid and intervene militarily, saying any attack would be fast, vicious, and sweet. However, rights groups and violence trackers say there's no evidence that Christians are being killed more than Muslims in Nigeria, where both groups suffer from years of jihadist insurgency and farmer-herder clashes. The Nigerian government dismissed Trump's remarks as well-intentioned but misplaced, noting that Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa have killed people of all faiths. President Bola Tinubu insists Nigeria remains religiously tolerant and says security challenges affect everyone across regions and religions. Have you heard this thing anywhere over the weekend?
I heard it. Yeah, it's passed through, but why? I don't know why today. I'm just asking why.
The whys are just too many.
All the
because we all
stories,
want answers.
Yeah. Why do we have to be killing Christians? How come? Like, what are we doing? I mean, to the extent that U.S. President, Donald Trump, want to send, his military here to.
Okay, so to be fair, we have known the issues of Boko Haram in Nigeria and ISIS, whatever, and the farmer-herder clashes between the people of the north and all of. We have seen all of these things in the past in Nigeria, possibly sadly still going on, and we may not hear much about it. But as much as these things have gone on, the bigger challenge here is that if this is true, first of all, I want to see it in the political space or the space within the African context, where, of course, Nigeria has denied it, but in this,
have the citizens denied it or the president, the government?
Exactly. So that's where I'm coming to. So I need to, in my opinion, I'd love to hear from the citizenry, from the citizenry in Nigeria. I'd love to hear from the media in Nigeria the details of this issue.
Tinubu is going to close the chat on the internet, because at this point, any little thing you shut down anytime because you don't want people to probe into your matters.
Yeah. So I'm saying these things because in any issue that comes up in the media, there's a possibility of an iota of truth in there.
Yeah.
I don't know how President Trump heard this or got wind of this. Okay. So for me, we need to get to the bottom of the matter and be sure there's evidence. Okay. If the evidence that the President Trump has, for example, can be compared to whatever evidence is available in Nigeria, and there's some truth in there, then we can get into the matter. Okay. Then I would expect people like ECOWAS and the AU to get involved in these kinds of things. Because as far as I'm concerned, Africa, when you talk about, especially when you talk about West Africa, Ghana and Nigeria have done very well to tolerate the what we call it, the living together of Christians and Muslims together.
Yeah.
Okay. We have tolerated it for a very long time. So it is, for me, it is strange to hear these things, but I'd love to see a further context of this in the African space, spoken by the African media or Nigerian media, to be specific, so that we get it to the bottom of the matter of it. Because if there's any out of truth in this matter, I certainly condemn it as well. The killing of anybody is not a good thing, regardless of what it is. Unless you want to say there's a legal cause to it where there are people involved and there's enough evidence to say, okay, for the sake of the fact that somebody has gone wrong, the law has found him guilty, so yes, maybe he should be hanged or be shot by a firing, whatever. Those things are legal or whatever. But beyond that, if we can't prove these things, then there's a bit of a doubt in there for me. But I want the bottom of the matter for this matter for us to get to the bottom of this matter, because for me, because there's been the history of Boko Haram and ISIS in Nigeria. First of all,
so you feel like it might be
there's a possibility, but I haven't seen any context from Nigeria.
Exactly.
That's where I want
because
to
I
see.
know Nigeria has that population where there are things like this happening. They would come out and then talk about it as soon as they can.
Yes.
Because this has to do with people's lives.
Yes.
And if we do not take care, we might just have to lose a lot of lives. Like
yes.
I mean,
the
Nigeria
NSAS situation back
there's
then.
Been situations like that. So as you are saying, if we can have people come out to confirm if this really is happening in the country or it's just whatever it is, then I think we can go that way by not losing a lot of people. I mean,
because for me, when it comes to violence and diplomacy interstate, I always wanting to be sure that the right things are done. Because look, we all know what America's influence is over the world. So when you have issues of diplomacy where the presidency of America is trying to get into an issue in any other country like this one, it means there's a cause for whatever. So I want the context to be properly dissected and we get to the bottom of the matter.
True.
I mean, for me, that's the key thing. For the sake of history, let's get into it. The Nigerian media
has to come out to confirm these things.
Yeah,
we need them.
Yeah, I mean, so far, as far as I'm concerned, the presidency's advisor Daniel Bwalya said Trump's words were understood as well-meaning but symbolic.
Yeah,
we need to decode this.
It's like there's something.
Yes, it's either you are denying profusely or you are accepting profusely. Then we know where we stand on the matter. Okay. He also added that Nigeria welcomes support in fighting terrorism, but military action should be joint, not unilateral. Okay. So I'm beginning to feel a certain sense of admittance in here.
That statement.
Yes, and then Bwalya also said himself as a pastor said the government remains focused on defeating jihadists and protecting all citizens, not one faith. Okay. Tinubu's government insists the U.S. should help through intelligence sharing, equipment, and economic support, not direct military involvement. Okay. So for me, let's deal with the matter to the very bottom of the thing. Then we know that this is what we are dealing with. Yes, then we'll talk to Trump and say, okay, we need the U.S.
Sending your people.
Yes, assistance. But should it be the military or should it be just a diplomacy intervention where there's mediation? Okay, then we know where we are going with this matter, because if there's supposed to be military invasion, I am not sure that is going to be the best solution for this matter. For the sake of diplomacy, I feel like we need to calm down to the very least so that everybody understands where we are going on this matter. All right, so I guess that will be the end of this discussion. We'll go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into lifestyle, and Jemima will take us with that.
Ever wondered what drives ordinary people to do extraordinary things? Every week, a new story unfolds. But these aren't just stories. They are the journeys of courage, resilience, and vision. On Impact Stories, we open the door to remarkable personalities and everyday heroes. Experience the passion behind their purpose. Witness the setbacks, the breakthroughs, and the moment that defines a legacy. Journey with us on aautv every Saturday at 4 p.m. as we celebrate those who are making an impact. Tune in to Impact Stories, where real people share real journeys and real impact, each one leaving behind a legacy written in gold. Only on AAU TV.
It's It's time to celebrate the 2025 African Universities Day, brought to you by the Association of African Universities AAU. On November 12th, universities across Africa will unite to celebrate knowledge, reflect on progress, and shape the future of higher education on the continent. From the 10th to the 14th of November, a rich lineup of activities will take place, including high-level symposiums, student debates, policy dialogues, an innovation expo, awards gala, and many more. The celebration will be held in a hybrid format, with events taking place virtually and at the AAU headquarters in Accra, Ghana. This year's celebration will focus on the theme, the future of learning in Africa, technology, innovation, skills, and inclusive growth. Join African universities, policymakers, industries, development partners, and key stakeholders across Africa to explore the future of African higher education.
Welcome back from that break, and if you are just tuning in, you're still on the Hello Africa Morning Show, coming to you from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities here in Accra, Ghana, and we are just about to begin the lifestyle segment with Jemima.
So today we want to talk about fashion. I think today all our stories, I mean, it's going to change our fashion sense, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah.
So today we want to talk about the Emmy Africa Awards. On November 1st, 2025, the Labadi Beach Hotel in Accra came alive with glamour, music, and star power as Emmy Africa hosted its official pre-award celebration. The multi-party themed Demean and Diamonds. The event marked the countdown to the 10th anniversary Emmy Africa Award, scheduled for November 22nd, and brought together Ghanaians' most stylish personalities, including Ken Promise, Jackie, Nanaba Namwa, and Richard Nikwe. Guests embraced the theme with bold fashion statements, themed suits, sparkled gowns, and accessories that lit up the night. Founder Kojo Sobo expressed gratitude for a decade of honoring African excellence, leadership, and impact. The multi-party wasn't just a celebration; it was a cultural showcase, setting the tone for a milestone ceremony that will unite change makers, innovators, and trailblazers from across the continent and beyond. So with nominees now unveiled, Emmy Africa enters its next decade, reaffirming its mission to inspire greatness, promote cultural pride, and empower the next generation of African leaders. Were you there? Me, every time I ask you, you have to be going.
I wasn't there. Like
why were you not?
I told you my weekend was busy. The reason I couldn't even have rest, so there was no way I could have been at the Mochi party.
But what do you make of the story?
To be fair, congrats to the organizers, because it's been going on for 10 years. It's not easy to sustain things in a country like Ghana.
Why do you say that?
Look,
I mean, we just spoke about elections and politics in Africa. No, for fashion and our entertainment industry, I think we are doing
great.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying congratulations, because this has to do with business.
Yeah,
fashion is business. Yeah. So yes, congratulations first of all to the team.
Okay,
they have done a great job for 10 years. Now, I wasn't there, but I've seen just a few videos.
Okay.
And it suggests to me that when it comes to the sense of fashion, we are getting there.
Yeah.
Because a few weeks ago on the show, in the same lifestyle segment, we have talked about people now wearing African designers to prom parties in the US and in other places, in America and wherever, Canada, wherever. So yes, we are doing great when it comes to these kinds of things. So for us to be able to do these things for 10 years, that's great. Now, the multi-party, I understand, is to celebrate
individuals or the man of the year and things of that nature. Is the reason I am appreciating where this is coming from. Not necessarily because it's for men. Like, but I mean, the truth is that.
I mean, I don't mind if it's for men. I think.
Well, me, I'm not even playing the gender card here.
No, because I saw it was coming in.
No, I'm not playing the gender card. That's not what I'm playing. I'm coming from the point where it is difficult to sustain things like fashion. Because at the end of the day, you are thinking about consistency.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm coming from. It's not about being a man's thing, no.
Okay.
So to be able to do this consistently for 10 years, and every year there's a new theme.
Yeah.
This year is diamonds and denim or denim and diamond. So basically jeans, and so you see designs of these kind of things in there. That's where I'm coming from, because the creative minds that come alive when this thing pops up every year is where I am. So that's why you find the celebrities and the so-called influencers in this spaces.
How do you do so-called?
I struggle to come to terms with whatever they are influencing. Because in this part of our world,
the latter part of I will ask you something.
Yeah, because I struggle to get used to what they are influencing, because okay, you said we'll come there, so let me leave you for later. So basically, that's why these people will show up for this kind of thing, because basically it's a statement. When you show up, you are making a statement. Now the internet is there; it never forgets. So people will not forget how you appear and how you are celebrated and all of those. And so I feel like they have come far.
Yeah, they have.
And basically, the event serves as the official launch and the pre-party for the Emmy Africa Awards, bringing together nominees and honorees and prominent figures to celebrate excellence and network and all of those things. And the atmosphere is always a high-profile guest list.
For this one.
Okay, so it's always a high-profile.
Because I'm seeing that some of the nominees. I mean, the nominees cut across African countries. There is one from Nigeria, Morocco, South Africa, Zambia, Uganda, Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, and of course Ghana. You can't rule out Ghana.
Definitely.
So this is like a time for us to appreciate, I mean, cross Africa countries, what is happening, the fashion sense that are coming around. I mean, and I think for Nigeria, I have seen a few of their ceremonies when it comes to their fashion events.
Nigeria is great.
Nigeria is great. And I'm looking forward to witnessing what the other African countries, the Zambia, the Cameroon, Morocco, and the others would also bring on board on this night. Because it is we need to honor and look at our fashion area across the various African countries that are represented or standing in as nominees. So we are hoping that we'll have a great night, 22nd. We have to go. Or you don't
I will be glad.
Let me get us
if you can work some magic, you'll be nice.
I should be able to work some magic.
Because you'll be able to meet some of these high-profile personalities and do some conversations.
You understand?
Yeah. So
we have to. We should do well and see if we can follow up the story.
Okay. So I'm sure our producer is listening.
If our producer, she has to actually do something.
Work some magic out and let's be able to attend.
She should just get us an invite, and we will do everything possible to be there in our glam and everything like that.
I was just about to say that it means you have to show up.
We are showing up, not at all.
Not disappointing.
If my producer should do it to get me an invite, who am I to disappoint my producer?
Miss Producer, you heard loud and clear.
Okay, anyway,
this is official.
We just move to the second story, and funny enough, it's a Lagos Fashion Week celebrating 15 years of style and impact. So Lagos Fashion Week kicks off its 15th anniversary edition, reaffirming Nigeria's largest city as a global fashion powerhouse. Founded in 2011 by Omoyemi Akelere, the showcase has grown into one of Africa's most influential platforms for style, sustainability, and cultural story. And this year's event features over 60 designers, including Adama Paris, Inco, Orange Culture, and others. And this is also talking about reflecting on the journey, emphasizing that Africa fashion is no longer just participated in global conversation, it's shaping them. So from early trailblazers to the Lagos Fashion Week, it has been launched, careers has been launched, challenges norms and define African fashion with both street style, gender fluid design, a strong sustainability mission. The event continues to spotlight Africa's creativity excellence. As Lagos Fashion Week celebrates its legacy, it also looks ahead towards deeper impact, global influence, and fashion future rooted in African identity. As I said today, we are doing fashion throughout. And I mean, I'm sure you've seen on your screens the outfits and the looks of these people. And that is the 15th anniversary of the Lagos Fashion Week. I mean, we are looking at Ghana. I mean, Ghana just had a pre-award, fashion, something around fashion. Yeah. And Nigeria is also, about to take up with their 15th anniversary for their
Lagos Fashion Week.
Yeah, the Lagos Fashion Week. And I'm thinking about something. How about Ghana and Nigeria?
I was just going to ask you the same thing. If we are going to ever have anything like Accra Fashion Week or the Ghana Fashion Week, I don't know.
Because from the story, Lagos is actually the hub of fashion when you go to Nigeria. Yeah. But I'm looking at how about we do a collaboration with Ghana and Nigeria, or maybe let me say Accra and Lagos, and then we have people who are into fashion coming out to, portray their works. I mean, from both the Ghana side and then the Nigeria side. What do you think about that?
It will be a nice thing because
this is not a competition. I know when it comes to Ghana and Nigeria, there's so much competition. This is
but this should not be a competition.
This is just selling ourselves as friendly countries who come together to put such a thing together.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that Nigeria has been able to sustain this for 15 years. I've always.
But Nigeria, I don't doubt them. I mean, their industries are like well.
Yeah, look, I so much applaud Nigerians when it comes to their influence over Africa and the things they do. There are many shows I watch on CNN when they talk about Nigerians, especially this program they call Connection Africa, I think, and they celebrate a lot of African successes. Many of these people come from Nigeria. There's definitely stories from Ghana as well. Over the weekend, I watched one from Ghana. But certainly there's a lot of people who are in the fashion industry in Nigeria who are celebrated. Even when it comes to the creative industry, including music and all of that, a lot of these people celebrated on this show are Nigerians. So, yes, first of all, congratulations to them for holding this now for 15 years.
For 15 years.
Like we were seeing in the videos, you can just tell how well organized the shows are, the kind of creative minds that you see people wearing from various designers gracing the runways and all of these things. And I mean, to take it a bit away from the show itself, if you have followed this Big Brother Niger thing that happens year after year, they have always people making costumes for these people who are in the house and are contesting for whatever. And week after week, you see the kind of things that they churn out. Like, it just tells you the sense of fashion when it comes to Nigeria and how seriously they are taking this. So, I mean, I made a joke if we would ever have the Accra Fashion Week, but actually it does exist. And I think the Accra Fashion Week is going to happen in December, I think. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it should be 9 or 10 years.
We should be zooming into the December
so it's good that it's good that we are getting into the festive season, and I mean, just not to take the shine away from Nigeria, just to talk a little bit about Ghana. I like the fact that this one is in December because you know how Ghana is now when it comes to December. They call it December. So with all of the dollars and the euros coming in, yes, as you dirty yourself, you should be trying to get yourself cleaned up with some fine clothes from Ghana and all of this. Yeah, so strategically that works for us. But back to the Nigeria story. I mean, I feel like they have changed the face of fashion for the country, for their country, and in the African landscape.
I think you spoke about the Niger,
Big Brother Niger.
Big Brother. There is also this one I watched on Showmax. I think it's the Housewives of Lagos.
Oh yes, I've seen that, but I've never watched it. But I've seen trailers.
And when you look at, there was this lady among the housewives who was called Tiana, and she's actually into fashion in Nigeria.
Okay.
And after watching that season, I even did a little search on her pages, and she's so much into fashion. And even on the reality show, she had a fashion show.
Okay.
Or in the
that's a smart move.
Yeah.
Because
and
reality shows go far.
If you look at the things, I mean, their costume. I mean, excuse me to say, there's one thing I saw. This like flower pot. No, not even a flower pot. Like a cooking pot. In Ghana, we call it that the same.
Okay.
There's like a cooking pot, like that the same itself.
Yeah.
And you see somebody dressed.
I think I may have seen that.
Yeah,
thing.
she put that on the lady.
Yeah.
And she had something to cover her top.
I think I may have seen that.
Nice. That is like fashion to some form of degree.
Yeah.
That's why I said that when it comes to Nigeria, I feel like their fashion sense, it's not just about they are so creative. They think about something and then they are able to. And there was also one that she used newspapers to design an outfit for a lady. And the outfit was so, I actually didn't know it was a newspaper until until she made mention, she said it, she was like, okay, so these newspapers. And I looked at it well, I realized, okay, so it was newspapers.
Until it's mentioned, you probably will not even identify.
It was so nice. It just felt like a cloth, being sewn in a particular way. That's what I'm saying, that when it comes to fashion, I just love the way Nigeria portrays it. And I'm so glad they have their upcoming fashion week. And we really would want to see something on the internet. This one, I know we can't go to Nigeria. But
Nigeria is actually not far. So
you want the producer?
This one, I'm not going to ask. I'll take my first offer over this one. I'll prefer the Emmy Africa
Yeah, this
Awards.
one. Ghana supporting Ghana.
Yeah.
Don't be too biased.
Oh, I'm not biased. I'm an African. I love Africa. I mean, I love everything in Africa. But unfortunately, the nearest is the dearest.
But before we go, I told you I wanted to ask you something.
Oh, yes.
When it comes to the influencer bit. I get it. No, I won't put you in any.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm good.
But what do you think is the difference between an influencer and a celebrity?
First of all,
what are
I will be honest with you.
Yeah.
A celebrity is somebody who is celebrated. Like you see, the word celebrities comes from celebration. So somebody who is celebrated for certain things. Okay, but lately we have people who. I don't know why they call themselves celebrities. I don't know what they even celebrate about themselves, let alone.
Can you mention like a celebrity, anyone you think in Ghana, who you think a popular person? I don't want to use the word a popular person, but who do you think is?
This is not far-fetched.
Can you mention?
For example, one gentleman I fancy and I respect, John Dumelo, MP John Dumelo now.
You think he's a celebrity?
He's definitely a celebrity because, first of all...
And you think he's an influencer?
He's not an influencer, he's a celebrity.
So what makes an influencer though?
So I feel like anybody who, for example, like maybe a brand ambassador that can be an influencer or somebody who is able to drive things.
But John Dumelo is able to drive things.
So you see, he has used his celebrity status because he has been identified as an actor who has worked his way now into politics and is doing things in his constituency. This conversation I want to continue.
Yeah, we'll continue, but unfortunately,
we have run out of time. Yeah.
So that is all for Lifestyle today, and it's been an interesting conversation. This has been the Hello Africa Morning Show. We would like to see you same time next week. Definitely. My name is Chimaima Deladem Doche. You can follow the conversation on our social media handles, Association of African Universities on Facebook and YouTube, to drop in your comment on any of our stories, and do well to reach out, and let's have a fruitful one next week. I did this with.
My name is Philemon Edwards. See you next week.